So you're just scrolling through your games on Roblox and you're like, ooh, dust. I wonder what that could be. So you go and click on it and then you see the price and you're like, whoa, 600 bucks. And once Roblox has taken up all your life savings, you're free to play. Since Lost got copyrighted by Facebook Studios, the developers of Rust, they had to make a new game and they made Dust. Dust is supposed to be very different from Rust and Lost, while still keeping some of the core gameplay elements. But if you look at that, Dust is closer to Rust than Lost, so I mean, yeah, I don't know if they hit hard on that point, but I'll be quiet about that. So when you play, you'll be greeted with the play button like Lost. You can join servers. This button for a character creator, it's actually free this time, so you don't have to buy Game Pass for it. But that may just be because you bought early access if you're watching this at the time I'm recording. And then there's the store, which you already start out with somewhere between 4,000 and 5,000 premium currency, I believe. And so you can use that. The only skin crate as of the recording time is the Halloween collection. And I actually spent a little bit on that and got some of these. Now, we'll go back to the servers and we'll just join a random one like 7. Now, when you first spawn in, there are, I want to say, 3 or 4 spawns, and my hair is gone. Okay, guess I got a new cut when I came here. So this is one of the spawns. Reset, and then we can check out another spawn. Hopefully, nope, this is the same one. Well, I'll be back, but when I get a new spawn. So this is another one of the spawns. The spawn we were just at was across this little hill right here. And that was the spawn we just spawned at. And there's this one. I believe there is a spawn on, so we just spawned over in that direction. And I believe there is another spawn right down there as well. And yes, this is the other spawn I was talking about. You just spawn down here, and you can head up this little mountain, and we'll be at just about the same place we were a minute ago. Now also, something to keep in mind is you cannot walk past certain points on the map. That right there, up there is stone. That is iron over there. And one way you can tell them apart is stone has more gray and a little bit of like the same color as the ground right here. I'll call it a tan, I guess. This is like a dark gray and tan. But iron, instead of having that dark gray, has a light gray to it. Then brimstone looks just like stone, except it has more of a yellowish green to it, like a mossy sort of color, instead of the light, kind of brighter silvery color that the iron has. Now, I just respawned multiple times in a row, and if you do that, you can sometimes get teleported to this room, which is just, I guess the code doesn't spawn you in fast enough or something goes wrong with that, and it just teleports you here. So I mean, pretty cool, but not really, because you can't do anything. Oh yes, and I have also forgot to say, you can throw things now. Not everything. Why can't I pick this up? Well, that's not gonna pick up. Let's try over here. There we go. So if you right click and hold, and then you left click, you can throw stuff like knives, spears. I don't know how much else you can throw, but not a whole lot. Mostly handheld weapons. Uh-oh. Hey, go away. Wow, there's a lot of people here. And then there is, anyway, like I was saying, revolver, same. Improvised pump shotgun, same thing, just a little different name. Wooden spear, stone spear, this is the same. A new rifle, improvised rifle. It's almost like the Mosin a little bit, except it has 5 rounds, and it can shoot faster. But it's very similar to the Mosin. Then we've got our double barrel shotgun, which is basically the same, just looks a little different. But something new, there's a weapon modification system now. So like the Mosin, which used to have a scope that you couldn't take off, well, now there's actually different scopes. So there's a muzzle brake here. There is a scope ×2, which is like what the RPK I believe it was, or I don't remember what it was. It was what Slava had or something. And that was the same scope as that. Then you've got the improvised knife, which is kind of like the sword I believe it was in Lost. The RPG, which is new. Well, it's a little more like the rocket launcher from Lost, just retextured and all that. Got a reflex sight, a custom assault rifle, which again is like the AK from Lost. You've got a bow, it's the same. Crossbow, a little bit different, actually has a little sight if you can see that. Whereas the one in Lost did not, it was like rust. You've got assault rifle, which is very similar to the M16 from Lost, I think it was. Just a little bit of a retexture. You've got a tactical flashlight. Dynamite, which I believe replaces grenades. A dynamite bomb. See, one dynamite goes small boom, 7 of them go big boom. So you stick 7 dynamite sticks and 15 cloth together, and you've got big boom. Now there's C4, which is basically the same as it was in Lost, maybe a little different in the damage values. Hand cannon, which looks a little different. It doesn't actually require the stone, so you can actually fire it on command and not run the risk of taking too long. I've got an improvised pistol. I've got a skin on this, so pretty much the same. And a wooden bat, which is new. I've crafted one before, but I don't believe you can throw it, which is kind of sad. That'd be fun to throw a bat. But yes, we'll leave this white room. Oh, one thing actually I did forget to mention. Maybe it was implied, but if some of you didn't know, if you right click and then you don't left click, you just let go of the right click, then you can basically aim it and let go, aim it and let go. Then when you right click, you just throw it. Or alternatively, you can just left click and attack people. But yeah, you can throw this thing pretty high and pretty far if you aim really high up. And I'm gonna go see if I can find the last spawn, which is actually in the desert, which is a new area. Oh, would you look at that? First try. So this is a new area, the desert. There is water here, like a little lake or something, which you can go in. I don't know if you can build in it. Let's see. Yes, you actually can if you had the materials. I don't. There is a revamped building system, but I'll get to that in a bit. So water, yeah, you can walk in it like normal thing. You can actually jump a tiny bit higher, but it slows you down, I think. But at the top right, you'll see that you have a drowning thing, and you'll start taking damage. Another thing, see that guy, how he just pulled out? Hey, come on, leave me be. Yeah, that's right, leave me alone. Oh, that's not good. You better not respawn here again. If you press L, you can pull out this slider. And yes, if you're wondering, you can jump into the water and it'll still go. This fire is water resistant, surprisingly. And to actually turn it on, I forgot to mention, you have to right click, so it's not left click like you would think, to right click to turn it on and off. So more in the crafting menus. We've got materials, plastic explosives, just a retexture of that. Gunpowder, I believe that's the same. Rope, and instead of high quality metal, it's steel ingots, which are more expensive now, I believe. For tools, we've got stone hatchet, stone pickaxe, retextures for those, improvised pickaxe, and for some reason the improvised axe is down here. I think the pickaxe should be up here, that's a mistake. You can craft your stone shiv, which is essentially a rock. So I mean, if for whatever reason you needed to craft another one of those, you can. Then you have the iron hatchet and iron pickaxe. I believe the improvised are a little better. Yeah, because they use steel. So these are currently the best tools in the game. They do not have the chainsaws or jackhammers anymore, but these actually do swing faster than rocks used to in Lost. I'll show you. I believe this knife is pretty fast. But yeah, I gather stuff fairly fast. So some of the new things in the desert are cactus. There are two kinds of cactus, I believe. You've got this small cactus with flowers, which you can actually eat. And then you've got these large cactus, which you can get cloth from. So that's like the equivalent of cloth bushes for the desert, and mushrooms for these little small cactuses. Cacti. Yeah, I think that's the official name. Plural. There is one more. I'll see if I can find it. Aloe Vera. It has healing properties, so it actually heals you a little bit when you eat it. And if you have, I think, 2 or 3 of them, maybe. Let's check. Go to crafting, medical. If you have 4 aloe vera, you can make a medical brew, which can be used in a couple crafting recipes, including a med pin, which is 2 medical brew, which would be 8 aloe vera, 10 cloth, and 15 iron ingots. So gather a little more of these. These have a little bit of healing, but not much. So I will go look for aloe vera. But in the meantime, I'll go over some of the new building things. Med station, which is the only thing you can use to craft with it is this med pin. So, I mean, it depends. It's kind of something you really wouldn't need in the early game. And then you've got a forge, which is used to smelt iron ingots in the steel. You can't actually smelt them directly. You have to craft them, but it basically acts as a furnace. You've got your ammo press to craft more advanced kinds of ammo, which actually I'll just go to that now. You have rifle ammo, pistol ammo, and a new kind of rifle ammo, armor-piercing rifle ammo, which is the best. You've also got basic ammo, basic shells for shotguns, basic pistol ammo, and basic rifle ammo. Now you see here, it only requires a workbench to craft the basic ammo, whereas normal requires an ammo press. There is a new kind of shotgun shell, I believe. I don't think it was in Lost. The slug, which turns your shotgun shells almost into bullets in a way. Not quite as straight as bullets, but it condenses the spread of them, so it goes a lot farther and does more damage at range. Then you've got your arrows, wood, stone, and metal. Metal is the only one that requires an anvil for. You've also got your rockets, which requires a lathe, which a couple things do, and I'll get to that in a minute. So you've got your doors. I've got a skin for this. Unfortunately, you cannot put skins on iron doors. Then you've got reinforced doors, which requires a lathe. Your primitive furnace, which is very essential. That's one of the first things you want to get, and I'll explain that in a bit with the building system. You've got your furnace. You've got your mortar and pestle, which is used to craft gunpowder and, I believe, medical brew as well. Your basic workbench, which I'll talk a little bit more into that in the building system, but it's almost like a tool cupboard. Very similar. You've got your iron window covers, normal armored windows, your campfire, safe, an anvil, large chest, which I do have a skin for. Small chest, unfortunately, you can't put skins on there. I hope they change that. And a lathe. Then your thatch mat, which is basically a sleeping bag. Now, if you've seen in the background, we're actually at a monument right here. So we can go check this out. Usually, it's pretty high traffic because there's only 2 major ones. These houses, also known as the town to some people. And those are, and they have like decent loot, a lot of food because I mean they're houses. Also, you'll notice you can actually loot these PCs. You can get tech components a lot more freely now, but that is most likely because you can craft a lot more things with tech components. So it makes sense that they be a little more common and easier to find. And I believe there is 1, 2, and 3 houses and a big house. I'll just go to this one. I'm not really going to bother going to that one, because this one actually has, I believe it's in this shed right here, it has a dismantler, which is basically a recycler, like one's in Lost, except it's a little quieter. And so there's one in that shed right there, this house, which this is the only house, by the way, that has these walls, which I believe were actually in Lost. And like I said, you can find a lot of food here. Beans, salmon. And then we're gonna go over to the big house. Uh-oh, there's a person over there. I'm just gonna stay away because I'd rather show this off than accidentally die. So, there are, I want to say like 2 entrances, maybe one behind the house. And the gate, got some wooden boxes here, got some pants, that, leather I believe, some gears. I'll actually, oops, did I not grab those? Whoops. Okay, and I will show off this dismantler right here. Oh, it looks like someone was already smelting stuff. So yeah, it's a little quieter. I'm gonna go grab this military crate that does spawn here. Iron axe, some springs. This will come in handy later. And this one over here, normally another military crate spawns here, but looks like someone else got it. I do not believe there is much in here, maybe one. There's a med crate actually, oh nice. Got a med pin, and normally there's another bag that spawns there, like a sports bag. We got a little toolbox here. For some reason, whoever lived here put beans in the toolbox. But I mean, that's their choice, not mine, so. Ooh, wow. Whoever died here had a lot. Okay. I've stumbled upon something I probably wasn't meant to. Now, since we've got this, it might be a good time to mention, if you hold down R, you can choose what kind of ammo. Now, I have this ammo, so I'd rather use that, which I believe is a stone arrow. So yeah, I can choose that. Also, some military bags usually spawn here. Like, I just got some nice pants. Some more gears. Just stick that down there. I don't need this stone. I'll keep it. Another military bag. Sports bag. We'll just grab some. That. Some sodas. Can actually open this. There's someone else here. Well, they just had a medical brew thing. Think they don't know I'm here? Maybe. Okay, got him. I am gonna try and hurry though. Oh, looks like they didn't have anything good. I'm gonna try and head out. Too bad they didn't have. Oh, were they holding anything? Because usually that will drop. So I'm just gonna head out real fast, grab whatever they were dismantling, and have a good day. So as you can see, I got very lucky. Normally I don't get this much loot starting off, but well, I do now. So I'm gonna show you the building system now. Now if you'll look right here, we've got thatch, which is a new thing that you can get from chopping down trees. And thatch can be used to build. Now in Lost it used to be wood, but now you use thatch to build foundations and then you upgrade it to wood. So it's a little different than it was in Lost, and in my opinion a little better because now you can conserve wood a little more for actually building. You can see this actually gives quite a lot of wood pretty fast. So it's not all that bad. Now I actually said earlier there was 2 main monuments. There's actually 3. I forgot about one. I'll head over right now. Just a second. In that direction there is a large pit which is very similar to the labs, and whereas it has radiation and a lot of good crates and stuff, except it just gives off a lot of radiation, so it's You can't really go down there without proper armor. Something like metal plate helmet actually gives you a lot of radiation protection. So you'd want to be wearing something like that going in there. Now I'm just going to build up on this hill, which is kind of the middle of the map. There currently isn't a map, but if you were to look at the map like from the top, you'd probably see these mountains kind of split down the entire map, like a large mountain range. Oh, and just down there is the gas station. Now, something I want to say. One of the first things you want to do is gather wood. Wood is your best friend in the very beginning. Unfortunately, someone has a base right here, so I'm probably not going to build here. But I'm going to head over to the other side of the map. Since we're here, check this out. Oh, actually, I will take this base. Yes, I will. So what we've got here, I'll just place. As you can see, there's no tool cupboard, or since they're gone now, there is no workbench. So I can actually build here. Actually, I'm going to craft a door. Put a little skin on it, just so that nobody gets in there. Now, also, I forgot to mention, you don't need locks on doors anymore. They lock automatically and only your clan members can open them. In order to craft a workbench, where is it? Here. We need 800 wood. We have the iron, which I was going to show you how to get, but we already have a furnace. So what you would want to do in the very early game is get a primitive furnace up by farming some wood and stone. And then you'll want to cook some iron ingots. So you'll want to hit some iron ore, get some iron ore, and then smelt it into iron ingots and get 200 of them. Because that is how much it costs to build a basic workbench. And then you also want to get 800 more wood. And that is a tool cupboard, basically. It also acts as a repair bench, the same way it did in Lost, where you could put skins on your items if you have any. And then it protects your base from being built on and protects it from decaying. Now, the decay system is different, though, from Lost. In Lost, you actually had to put things into your tool cupboard to keep it from decaying for a certain time. Now it's actually different. I'm not 100% sure how it works, but I do know some of the basics. When you place it down, I will show you that there's a little thing that will appear on the top right. I thought I heard someone. So there is a little thing that will appear at the top right. That right there, that little bar means basically, I'm not exactly sure how it calculates the time, but you have to log on every so often to reset the timer or it'll start decaying. So that's kind of how it works. Now, I don't have anything I can actually put a skin on, unfortunately. But here. So, we have some iron, and we have some wood. Now I'll show you a little trick. It doesn't really matter here because we have so little. But if you divide it into 3, this only works if you have all of the same item in one furnace. But if you divide it into 3, you can use a lot less wood to smelt your items. And I may be a little mistaken, but as far as I know, it actually speeds up the process. Don't hold me to that though, because I'm not sure. But it seems like it does. Now, steel ingots are very important, since I really don't have anywhere to store them. Actually, I will store them right here. Just because they're that important that it'll make a difference if I lose them in the late game, because they come in very handy for upgrading things. Now, there is a base right here. I'm just going to check it out for a second. One thing I don't... Oh, looks like it has been raided. One thing I don't like about metal... Probably should have taken this one. Oh well, it's fine. Metal you can really kind of see through, which I love metal. It's very cool. And actually, in my opinion, I don't upgrade to stone before I upgrade to metal. Iron ore, to me, is farmed a lot less than stone. So, in my opinion, it's subjective to everyone. But I personally like to upgrade to metal first. There is a little bit of a problem. Like if you have a spear, sometimes if someone's down there, you can actually hit them, which I've had an experience with. It's a little weird. So hopefully they update that.
in the future, but as the time I'm recording this, it's like this. So I will show you. If you press B and then press right click or press Q, you can open this, a menu of things you can build. You can just left click and build them. Just like that. Then do that and you can choose what you want to build. You want to build that. And it even tells you how much thatch it costs to build. All the stuff like that. All the materials are basically the same as Lost. There really isn't a different kind of building plan. They all look just the same. But yeah, that's pretty much about it for that part. And thatch can only be used for building and actually to craft thatch mats. I don't think there's any other use for them. I may be wrong. They may add new purpose for it in the future, but as of now, there isn't. And like I've been saying as of now, but all of this is subject to change, so the game could be completely different in a couple months. So I won't say anything for sure. But here we go. I believe this will be grab iron. I actually don't think we have enough iron. Oh well. Yeah, we don't. 75 iron. Well, I'll just craft a small one for now because that's all we need. Just place a little small. There we go. Workbench. Or not workbench, storage. Chest. You can store a lot of the things in here. One thing I do recommend though is actually I'm not playing like for real right now. Like, well, yes, I am playing, obviously, but I'm not like trying super hard to not lose everything and like be super secure because I don't know if I'll end up using the space in the future anyway. But I'd usually recommend upgrading to a large chest first because you get a lot, like twice as much, and it's just, in my opinion, a lot better to start off with. So, yeah, it's up to you, but I'd like to do it that way. So that is basically a lot that there is to the new building system. Oh, one more thing. I'll show you over here. I have a little bit of wood. If you press V right next to B, and then hover over materials, you can actually right click or press Q again. And you can upgrade things to whatever material. I don't have enough stone on me, so I wouldn't be able to upgrade that. But yeah, you can exit that menu by pressing V again, or you can just move to something else like a bow or another tool you have in your inventory. Same with pretty much all the menus. Now I am going to, that's about it for the building system. So I'm going to show you some of the new areas. It is becoming to be night, so it's a little annoying. But down there, if you look, that is the new, I'm not exactly sure what it's called, probably an excavation site. You've got, actually that little overhang place or whatever it's called, that is from Lost. It used to be in the docks, if I remember correctly. You've got a couple things down from labs if you recognize those. And yeah, there's a lot of very similar things. I don't know if you can really see, but there's also those tents that were down in labs. But you will get radiation from going in there, so I'm not going to go. You can get elite crates, military crates, all that sort of stuff. Now, since I'm up here, I will show basically just about how big the map is. You've got this little area, it curves around just about to the spawns over there. You've got the first spawn I showed you over that way, towards that tree way in the distance. The second spawn is covered by this mountain. I'm not going to go over, but it's basically on the other side of this mountain. Then the third spawn is way over by that lonely tree over there. Then you've got all of this basically forest place with all these trees. Then on this side, you've got a little bit more forest in this radiation excavation site. then it goes into desert. You can start to see the desert in the distance, and then see how there looks like there's a little river going. Then way in the distance there's a bridge. Well, anything past that bridge is actually blocked off by that invisible barrier I was talking about earlier. So you cannot actually go and explore that area, which is quite unfortunate. But I believe they will add that area to be playable in the future. But yeah, this is a very, very large scale map compared to Lost. Lost was big, and probably around this big, but a lot of it was water. So there was a lot less playable land area. But yeah, this feels very large. I do miss a little bit of the water area in Lost, how it felt like there was islands and stuff. But it's very fun still. I'd say it's worth the money if you enjoyed Lost. Or if you know friends who enjoy this game and have bought it, I'd say it's worth your time, especially playing with friends. Playing with friends on this game is very fun. And you can make a lot of hilarious things happen, and just bugs playing around with random things that happen. It's pretty fun. Now, as I go over to this area, you will see down there, there's a little water tower, which is part of the houses. And you can start to see kind of where the desert is. The desert goes basically up to, there's a little river over there, and it curves around up into that like little lake area. Anything beyond that river is pretty much unplayable. You can't cross it unless you were to build across, but I don't know how far it goes because I've never tried. And then over down there in the desert is the gas station, which is fairly close to the houses. And then way over in that direction, that's the spawn for the desert. I'm not going to go all the way over there, but yeah. There's a dismantler at the gas station as well, so if you need to dismantle things there, you can. One last thing I did forget to go over though is the clothing. There are different kinds of iron or armor. I believe this is also from Lost, transported over. I don't know if this was, I don't remember. But improvised assault armor, which is the best you can craft. I believe there might be better, but you have to find those. Leg armor. I don't think there's a metal plate leg armor, just the improvised. So you can have the full kit here. You can actually press N, I believe it is, to toggle the visor down if you have this one. We've also got night vision, which I've never played around with, but I don't know how good it is. But you have to try that out for yourself if you get a hold of it. Got ghillie legs, which are pretty easy to craft. Ghillie torso and hood, the whole set. Got your basic clothes, cloth, regular shirt, regular pants, camo shirt, and your lonely hoodie who doesn't have any sweatpants to go with it. You've got your boonie hat. I mean, couldn't forget transporting that over. That'd be sad. And as of now, that is all there is to clothing that you can craft. There are a couple more you can find though. But if you press V again, like if you were editing your building, you can pick up these. You might be able to pick it up without pressing V, but for something like a window, you do have to press V. So you see, just open workbench. If I press E and hold E down, nothing happens. But if I press V, there are more options. Pick up, and that might work. Doesn't work for the furnace, at least that one, or the small chest, unfortunately. But it does work for a basic workbench. Maybe a door. Yeah, see, pick up. So that is how you can do that. Another thing, it's probably not wise to leave a door off, but okay. You can repair stuff like that, and that's how you take off doors. Which I've seen a lot of people have confusion about that sort of thing, but that is how you do it. I do not believe there's any way to destroy walls without C4 or explosives of some sort, or just dedication and tons of ammo. So there's no way to easily destroy it. Unfortunately, if you wanted to upgrade, like destroy this roof and add some stairs, I don't think you can do that, which is kind of unfortunate, but maybe they'll add that in the future. I hope they do. Thank you all for watching. I hope this helped you. Please feel free to drop a like and subscribe if you like the content. I'll probably be making more Dust videos in the future, but I am awaiting a part for my computer right now because I am about to upgrade it. So it may be a little while before I get another video up. Hope you guys have a great day. See ya.